How we doing, everyone? Avi Weisfogel, Happiest Dentist Daily. Tip for today. What is the most precious commodity out there? The one thing that we can't seem to create more of, no matter how much we try. I am, of course, referring to time. Time is everything. The old expression, time is money. Time is really the one thing that you have to make sure you are utilizing to your fullest. Now, how can one decide what to do with his time? How do you decide what's worth it and what's not? So we do a little exercise. You got to figure this out. How much money do you need to pay your bills? And you got to figure it out. All right, now I need to know this. Now, what does that come out to in terms of how much I need to produce per hour in order to pay my bills? So if that number is, let's say, $200, I would need to create or produce $200 worth of income in order to make sure my bills are paid every single hour. Now, this is a whole big thing with Productive Dentist Academy. If you've ever heard Bruce Baird, the amazing Bruce Baird speak, it's all about your production per hour. What are you producing per hour? So how much money do you need to pay your bills? How much money do you need to make per hour in order to pay all your bills? Number two thing that needs to be figured out. How much money do you need to make per hour to pay your bills and have some fun? Number three thing you need to figure out. How much money do you need to make per hour to pay your bills, have some fun, and put some money aside for your retirement? Now, when you know these numbers, it then becomes easier to schedule your time. You choose your time. You choose what to do with your time. You know, fillings don't always fit into that. There's people who feel that fillings, of course, why should I do them? If I send them out, then that's not money I'm going to make. Well, what if you could have been doing something better with your time? So if you had nothing to do, of course, it makes all the sense in the world. But if your schedule's busy and you're filling it up with things that are just keeping you busy, and you're not just able to, with your time, produce the most you can, you're not maximizing your time. And the adage of time equals money, in your case, particularly is really hitting home hard because you're not getting through the things that you should be. So, now that it's the end of the year, it's a quiet time. I know that in dentistry, some people like to get their deductibles or their maximums met. We used to send out those letters, make sure you come in and use up your insurance for the year. Don't let it expire. Make sure you do it. Meanwhile, of course, there was always extra cost that came with that. But in the business world, it's a pretty quiet time. It's next week is Christmas, the week after that is New Year's, and then all of a sudden, 2 weeks from tomorrow, January 2nd, the whole year starts. And all of a sudden, everybody's in a different mood, and the holidays are over, and it's like, okay, I got to get serious now. I got to start planning out my year. Let's open for business. So during this time of year, what are you going to choose to spend your time with? How are you going to choose to spend your time? Are you going to look at it and figure out, hey, how much do I need to make per hour in order to do this? This is a good exercise for you to use your time with at the end of the year at a quiet period. Try to figure out these numbers. Once you have these numbers, you can decide whether or not every project you want to do is worth it or not. Pretty simple. If your numbers aren't high enough, you got to figure out a way to produce more, right? If you have 10 implants every hour, you'd probably be in pretty good shape. Probably be pretty tired. I'm not sure you can do 10 implants per hour. On the other hand, I know anybody could do 3 oral appliances. 3,100 in income, 3 oral appliances an hour, not too bad. Hopefully your number to pay your bills, have some fun, and put away some retirement is less than $9,300 per hour. If it's not, kudos to you. You must have a lot of expenses. I'm not sure where they came from. But all this and more is stuff that you can learn that's exciting, take your time, use it wisely, and have an amazing day. Avi Weisfogel, Happiest Dentist Daily for today.